Hi, guys. I just wanted to take a moment to remind you of some important things for Google Draw in case you wanted to use Google Draw for your resilient tree. The first thing you need to do is you need to always title up here in the upper left hand corner the assignment that you're doing. So, this is a resilient tree. And then I had asked you to go to File, Page Setup, and I want to remind you, you click this and you go to Custom. And right now it's set up for landscape. If you want it to be portrait, this side needs to be smaller than the right hand side. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep this 10 and we're going to make this, we're going to make it taller so we have plenty of room to work. We're going to make it 15. And notice how that turns it into a portrait size page instead of a landscape size page. So here is my drawing of a tree that I want to use. Remember, you can two finger click it, or you can right click it, or however you work on the computer you're working on to get this little window up. And you copy image address so that when you insert the picture, you can do by URL and you can paste that in and insert it. And I do want this to, let me see if it looks bad if I do that. No, it looks okay. So we're going to continue to leave that as is for now. To remind you how to write on Google Draw and manipulate where the writing goes. Remember, you draw a text box. So at first, you're just going to draw the text box. And I am going to write in here, and right now it's at Arial 14. That's fine for me. I'm going to write something along the roots, and I'm going to remind myself of something I am good at. I feel confident at technology. So then I'm going to make the text box a little smaller before I manipulate it. Now, here's my text box and I want it to be around the roots. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn it, and then I'm going to move it right there. And I can see where it's going to land, and I want it to be a little closer to the root. So when I click off of it, there you go. Technology is right there along the roots, and that's how you can do this. Another thing that you could do is, depending on what you draw, you can look at shapes and first see if there's any shape that looks like a leaf. Here's one that looks good enough like a leaf to me. And so when it comes time to do the leaves, I'm going to draw me a leaf, and then I'm going to move it to be hanging off of a branch. I'm going to take the shading away. The bucket's right here, and you do transparent. And instead of transparent, that's right, we have to color in the leaf. So I'm going to do fantasy colors, colors that really wouldn't be a leaf on a tree. And for my first color, I want this beautiful teal. So there's my first color. Now, again, to write inside this shape, my first color is going to be something easy that I could do to help me with something I wrote on this branch. Something that I could definitely work on more confidence in is meeting new people. I'm really bad at that. I'm very shy, and it's really hard for me to meet new people. So, right here, one thing I could do that would be easy for me in doing that is to practice at places I feel safer. That could be something that is easier for me to do. So, once again, once you have it written, you manipulate your text box to make it look the best on your tree. And when you move it off, there it is. And then when you want to turn it in, there's several ways you can do that. You can totally turn in this Google Draw. And in fact, that's what I would do with this assignment. I would just find this in your drive and turn it in. Don't download it as something else. But I do want to show you one other little thing. Let's say this is starting to look small to me. Maybe I'm running out of room when it's time to put my leaves on. Do you see this corner with the little lines? You can move and manipulate how big you make this. So let's say I needed this to be a little bit bigger this way. That's all I had to do. Now, notice me dragging around my tree. You have to be careful. You have to make sure that your tree is not distorted, that your tree continues to look good. It doesn't distort the tree, it doesn't make the tree look weird. Okay? All right. And so this is how you could use Google Draw to very easily and quickly make your resilient tree.